as our first College Game Day road show.
10 years ago.
You're still up to your old tricks right there.
No, but look at the difference in the hair. Color black.
By the way, Notre Dame underdog won at home against Florida State. That's the matchup, of course, today. And then for the Noles, injuries have been a concern all year. Jeff Womble, their big run stopper, is back, and that's key. But linebacker Kendall Pope, potential All-American, he is out. It's the Florida State offense, though, that's really focused on atonement. They unraveled a year ago against Notre Dame. Looked terrible. Ricks with the turnovers. And here's a weather report for you, because it's always important for that Florida State offense. There is a chance of rain in the second half. So they might play well early, but then start fumbling around late. That could happen. I'm just saying.
Every week
we give them the weather.
Okay, just in case. Florida State's got their running backs back, so it should make their running game better and take a little bit of pressure off of Chris Ricks, so he doesn't have to win it by himself. Now, here's a perfect example of Rick's scrambling ability. Number 16 hits Craphonso Thorpe for a touchdown. Leon Washington returns this punt. Leon had 207 yards of total offense in this ball game, and he's back 100% for the Irish. Now, those VOs showed exactly why I'm picking Florida State. Speed and athletic ability, and especially on the special teams, but it's going to be so close, so close, so close. Florida State really close.
Woke up this morning, came up these steps, tried to convince myself to go with Notre Dame. You know, the luck of the Irish, they're back at South Bend, they have to win. It's just the speed of I just saw the tape there. I have to go with Florida State.
Okay. Oh, a late pick.
Yeah,
all right. Based on the VO. All right,
I switched. Yes.
All right. Back now to Bedlam. It's labeled the most important.
The month of November begins at Notre Dame Stadium with another big game sellout, the 171st sellout at Notre Dame Stadium, as the Florida State Seminoles, ranked 5th in the nation, come in to meet the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, the game presented by ADT. Florida State coach Bobby Bowden says one of the first college football names he learned was that of legendary Notre Dame coach Knute Rockne. And today at Notre Dame Stadium, he walks in the footsteps of Rockne as the all-time leader in major college victories as his Seminoles meet the Irish. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Notre Dame Stadium. Tom Hammond and Pat Hayden ready for this game. The Seminoles flying high, 7-1. Bobby Bowden now the all-time leader, 339 wins after beating Wake Forest last week, past Joe Paterno. Of course, that could be an ongoing battle, but right now he's in the top spot. And his Seminoles have that high-powered offense led by their quarterback, Chris Ricks, who can be brilliant, but can also be erratic.
Well, you know, Bobby Bowden was talking to us this week when we were in Tallahassee about Chris Ricks. He said, you know, one moment you're kind of scratching your head saying, what is he thinking about? The next moment you drop your jaw because of the brilliant play that he made. 50 career touchdown passes by Chris Ricks. But this is primarily a defensive team, and they're led by two guys in particular. Darnell Dockett, 61 career tackles for a loss. He is so powerful inside. And then on the outside, they have a linebacker, Michael Boulware, who's played great for 3 years, over 300 career tackles. And look what the FSU defense has done this season. 22 turnovers. They're ranked 4th in points allowed, and they can get after the quarterback. 28 sacks. So, Tom, while their offense has been up and down, the defense has played brilliantly.
Now, Pat, it may seem a little strange when a team has won 2 games to say that Notre Dame can still make something out of this season. Schedule lightens up after today, and they could finish on a strong note.
Well, we talked with Tyrone Willingham yesterday, and Tyrone was saying to us, you know, I've got my team focused on today, November 1st. Not hanging our heads about last Saturday, not worrying about next Saturday. We're focused on today. Now, FSU is a better football team, but how can Notre Dame win this thing? They've got to manufacture wins like they did last year when they got off to that 7-0 start, when they forced the 20 turnovers, and they turned those into 78 points. So, you know, kind of a blueprint for Tyrone Willingham today. Get a turnover for a score. Somebody on the special teams make some kind of return play, and then really have a receiver catch a 5 or 10 yard pass and go 40 or 50 yards. Those are the kind of plays they need.
And there is Coach Willingham now as he gets ready to lead his Fighting Irish onto the field. We're awaiting kickoff at Notre Dame Stadium. Florida State and the Irish. First, let's join our All-State NBC Sports Studio and Jimmy Roberts. Notre Dame Stadium as the Irish host the Seminoles of Florida State. And we're awaiting kickoff here. And before the kick, let's go down to Lewis Johnson on the field. Lewis?
All right, Tom, thanks so much. Well, Bobby Bowden grew up a Notre Dame fan. You idolized Newt Rockne. What is it like to walk back on this field as the winningest Division I college football coach in history?
It is a thrill to be here. This is the third time I've been here. We've won one, lost one, so this is the rubber game. But it's a thrill because of the tradition. Maybe you have to be my generation to appreciate that, but I do appreciate it.
Now, to get to win 340, you're going to have to go through a 2-5 Irish team that's looking to end the slide. What concerns you about them today?
They don't play like 2-5. They play good as anybody, and the one of us that makes the fewest mistakes probably win the ball game.
Coach, I thank you. Thank you very much. Have a good game. Okay, Tom.
The always delightful Bobby Bowden, who has a pretty good tradition of his own going in Tallahassee. It's an overcast afternoon, 52 degrees, not much wind. We could have some rain before the afternoon is over.
Yeah, Grantland Rice kind of day.
Under a cloudy gray November sky.
And for Irish fans,
it's also All Saints Day in the Catholic Church, and Notre Dame with a 13-0-1 record on All Saints Day. That tie, a scoreless game between #1 Army and #2 Notre Dame at Yankee Stadium in 1946. A look at Leon Washington, who will return the opening kick, with DJ Fitzpatrick set to kick it off for the Irish. Nicholas Setta, the normal kicker, continues to be sidelined with injury. It's Fitzpatrick again to put foot to ball to get this game underway. Fifth-ranked Seminoles against the Fighting Irish.
short kick.
It is a very short kick. Taken at the 15-yard line by Cromartie. And he's up to the 30-yard line, where Florida State will begin behind their quarterback, Chris Ricks, the quarterback that Seminole fans love to hate. And our starting lineup presented by Adidas. And protecting Ricks will be Barron, Meinrod, Castillo, Lunford, and Willis. You'll spot Lunford easily. He is huge. With Jones, Dean, Sam, Thorpe, and Irons.
Lunford goes 350.
First play from scrimmage from the 28 of FSU. Play action fake. Here's Ricks under pressure. Heaves it downfield for Thorpe, and he's got it. He beat Vontez Duff for the football, and it looked like Ricks, Pat, just heaved it under pressure.
And you know what? Notre aggressive defensive game plan. They come right after Ricks on the opening play with a blitz by Courtney Watson, and Chris Ricks makes him play. And for Vontez Duff, how many great #1 receivers has he played against? You had Larry Fitzgerald at Pittsburgh, and you know the kid at USC, and now #1 Craphonso Thorpe, who makes a very good adjustment to the ball. Big throw on first down by Ricks.
Williams of USC has Ricks a 38-yard strike to Thorpe on first down. They have it at the 34-yard line of the Irish after one play. Another play action fake, and Ricks tossing the flat complete to his fullback Dean. And Brandon Hoyt makes the tackle on Dean. That's only the third reception of the season for B.J. Dean. Here's the Adidas Notre Dame defensive starting lineup with Tuck, Campbell, Pauly, and Budensack. Hoyt, Watson, who continues to have an outstanding season, the leading tackler for the Irish, and Derek Curry. And in the secondary, Burrell, Boland, Duff, and Ellick. Glenn Earl, their outstanding safety, sidelined by injury for the rest of the season.
That's Ken Perry, the defensive coordinator, and I know he thinks his defense has to score today. They only have 3 interceptions on the year.
There's a flag, the first of the game. The play clock had not expired. I'm not sure what the penalty will be. We'll sort it out with Jack Childress from the ACC.
Prior to the snap, there was a false start on the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
So instead of 2nd and 1, it'll be 2nd and 6 now for the Seminoles.
Talk about Ron Munford, number 72 of the Seminoles. He goes 6'5", 348. Size 46 pants, 58 jersey, largest on the team by a long shot.
And just a sophomore, still growing. From the shotgun, Ricks on 2nd down. Rolling. Plenty of time. Now he's going to tuck it under and run, and slides for a first down.
What was Bobby Bowden and his son, who's the offensive coordinator, Jeff Bowden, saying to us? He's got to get down when he scrambles. Now, he still took a shot there. But Bobby Bowden, and there's Jeff Bowden, the offensive coordinator.
They were happy just to see him slide, though. He said, what Jeff say, he has a linebacker mentality.
He does. But I think that's where a lot of his fumbles are really on scrambles where he is hit in a much larger fashion than he should be, including last year against Notre Dame. He fumbled on a big hit.
From the 23-yard line, first down, Florida State off the opening kickoff, driving down the field on the Irish. First running play of the day. And it goes to Greg Jones, who broke a tackle in the backfield from Campbell. And Campbell gets him down.
Yeah, Greg Jones' nickname is Tank because he just kind of runs through tackles. Coming off about almost a year ago, a year tomorrow, he's coming off a knee injury. It blew out his right knee. And, you know, it's not quite the runner he was a year ago or the last couple of years, but the last 2 weeks in particular, Greg Jones has run very, very hard. And it looks like the very first time he's not wearing a knee brace on his right knee. Can't see one of it.
Don't see one? Well, maybe underneath.
Yeah, he has been wearing a big knee brace on his right knee.
High formation, second down and 4. Toss and a fumble. Jones got it back, it appeared. Brandon Hoyt on top of him going after the football there, and Victor Abiamiri. But it looked like Greg Jones able to jump on the errant toss from Ricks.
And just when you think things are going well, this seems just to happen. A perfect pitch.
Yeah, he just dropped it.
Yeah, but Abiamiri had something to do with it. I think Abiamiri, number 95, was in the backfield so quickly, he was looking at him instead of the ball.
That field looks a little slippery too, Pat.
You know, Bobby Bowden feels that Notre Dame grows it long when the Seminoles come in here and play.
Here's 3rd and 11. Ricks will hand it off. Jones spinning, can't get away. Tackled by Justin Tuck and Cedric Hilliard. And so a 4th down for Bowden and the Noles.
A good defensive series, particularly after the first play. You know, they gave up the long pass to Thorpe, and then they played some pretty good defense, forced a field goal attempt.
Saviad Baitia is the kicker for the Seminoles. He's at 11 of 14 field goal attempts this season. This one will be a 40-yard try. Baitia. Calachini is the holder. High snap, he got it down. Baitia's kick is up, and it is good.
That could have been another 15 yards.
Yeah, he banged that one through. A 40-yard one for Baitia, who puts Florida State on top off the opening kickoff of the game. After one series, Seminoles 3, Irish nothing. Get the football for the first time in the game, trailing Florida State 3-0. And look at number 22, Julius Jones, who last week became the all-time leader at Notre Dame in kickoff returns.
And there's Vontez Duff, too. I mean, Vontez Duff is back deep with Matt Shelton.
Matt Shelton, yeah.
Matt Shelton, one of the speediest players. But Vontez Duff or Shelton need to make a play today in this special teams. Again, they're playing against a very, very talented, a very, very fast Florida State team. And they've got to win the special teams battle. And they have guys who can go the distance, and Vontez Duff is one of them. He's returned a punt for a touchdown in his career. He's returned a kickoff for a touchdown. And he's returned an interception for a touchdown in his career.
Interesting, though, that Julius Jones is not back there. Instead, it's Matt Shelton with Duff as Baitia gets ready to kick it off for Florida State.
May mean they're going to feed the ball to Julius Jones as a running back a lot today. Keep him off the return teams.
Another short kick. This will be Duff, who takes it at about the 3-yard line. Duff weaving his way upfield, upended across the 20-yard line, where the Irish will take over. Well, the 1993 matchup between number 1 Florida State and number 2 Notre Dame, nicknamed the game of the century. Both teams undefeated. Notre Dame took a 31-17 lead, but Florida State would come back on 4th and goal. Charlie Ward found Kaz McCorvey for a TD pass that cut the lead to 7. But the Seminoles would fall short as time expired, and the Irish won 31-24. Notre Dame went to number 1, but then the next week were upset by Boston College, and Florida State went on to win the national championship that year. Brady Quinn, the freshman quarterback for the Irish. His pass deflected and falls incomplete. Eric Moore from his defensive end spot deflected the first pass of the game for Brady Quinn, who passed for 350 yards in a losing effort against BC last week.
I think the most important thing is he threw to 10 different receivers and completed over 50% of his pass attempts for the first time this year. So Brady Quinn is coming along. He just needs some help from the rest of those offensive teammates.
Now look at our Adidas starting lineups for the offensive unit of the Irish. Powers, Neal, Jones, Jenkins, McKnight, and Palmer. 2nd and 10. A roll by Quinn. Sets his feet and goes long down the sideline for Jenkins. Jenkins hand fighting with the defender, Leroy Smith. No flag, incomplete.
That's good coverage by Leroy Smith. He got his head turned around, and the officials are not going to call pass interference, even though there was some incidental contact. But aggressive game plan calling by Bill Dietrich, the offensive coordinator, deep, very, very early in the game. And no, that was Leroy Smith had perfect inside position on Omar Jenkins.
If anything, it would have been offensive on Jenkins.
Yeah. Brady Quinn maybe throws that a little bit further over the top. He has a chance.
So now 3rd and 10 from their own 21. Key play early for the Irish. Quinn, good protection. Finds his man, Powers, Neal, but short of the first down as he's thrown back at about the 25 or 26 yard line. So 3 and out for the Irish.
Yeah, but you like the aggressive play calling. I think when you have a team that is suffering and a little bit in shock, as the Irish offense has been, is you come out and you be a little aggressive, which they were in the first series. Now, this ball gets bobbled. If he doesn't bobble, maybe he's able to turn, break a tackle, and get the first down. But Powers Neal kind of bobbled it in the flat.
Bullware wrapped him up immediately after he made the bobble. So the dangerous Leon Washington awaits the punt by Fitzpatrick, not Seta, but Fitzpatrick, and it's not a good one. Although it does take a Notre Dame roll and gets by Washington, who falls on it back at about the 26-yard line. So Washington muffed it, but able to recover it. A 47-yard punt, counting the roll by Fitzpatrick with no return. Notre Dame football is brought to you by ADT, America's residential and commercial security leader. Call 1-800-ADT-ASAP. By the United States Army, an army of one. And by Dell, flexible enterprise solutions that are easy to buy, easy to own, easy as Dell. Seminoles take over on their own 27-yard line, leading 3-0. Play action fake, and here's Ricks under pressure. Ricks gets a block and heaves it sidearm out of bounds to throw it away. Being chased by Derek Curry, who forced him to throw it away.
Derek Curry thought he got clipped, but good pressure twice now. We've seen the Notre Dame defense blitz Florida State on first down, and both times they flushed Chris Ricks. Derek Curry's having a good, solid season for the Irish. Look at number 49. Is he? Yeah,
that's in the back.
Yeah, that is in the back. Should have been called. You know, he's complaining about it right in front of the official. He was clipped
by Leon Washington. Got him right in the back. 2nd and 10. Ricks in the shotgun. See some of the other scores going by from today's big Saturday in college football. Ricks pumps once. His pass behind his intended receiver, Chris Davis, and is incomplete.
Well, a preponderance of throws by the Seminoles thus far. Jeff Bowden, the offensive coordinator, told us this Thursday when we were in Tallahassee, you know, I don't think we can run the ball consistently against Notre Dame. Had a lot of respect of their front four. Said if we're going to win this game, we're going to win it through the air.
So both teams open up winging it.
Right. But other than one long pass completion to Thorpe, they haven't been too successful.
4 wide receiver formation. Ricks is in the shotgun on 3rd and 10. Blitz comes. Ricks heaves it down the sideline, and it is caught. Thorpe again with a fingertip catch. Just tripped up by Duff. Once again, it's Thorpe against Duff, best against best, and Thorpe wins again.
And Notre Dame's got a defensive lineup they haven't run all year. It's 4 down linemen, 4 guys playing in linebacker positions, and then the 3 deep. Here comes Watson on the blitz, all-out blitz. They're just saying, hey, we're going to get to him before you get rid of the ball, but a well-thrown ball again. by Chris Ricks, and up on the top, Thorpe, who's become really a dependable deep ball receiver. And generally, those words aren't used in the same phrase. You know, you have guys who are good on 3rd and 5s. You have guys good over the middle. But what Craphonso Thorpe has done so well is catch the deep ball consistently in his career.
Craphonso made a beautiful fingertip catch of that one as Ricks laid it right out in front of him. A 51-yard strike. It's 1st and 10 from the 22. And here's Ricks.
Get out.
Finally did with some help from Courtney Watson.
Yeah, that's not the way you want it. The coaches want to see him get down. But you know, Craphonso Thorpe really has had a brilliant year this year. 7 touchdown catches on the year, where he's averaged 40 yards on those touchdown catches, averaging over 18 yards in the season, and 2 big catches for Thorpe in the first half.
Well, the big play led to the field goal by Florida State, and now they get another big completion to Thorpe, trying to take advantage of it. 2nd and 6 from the 18 of Notre Dame. And Washington broke a tackle and is stopped at the 6-yard line, finally by Quentin Burrell. A gain of 12.
You know, when I watch Leon Washington live, just like we watched him on tape this week, he looks like he's a 40-yard gain just waiting to happen. You know, he's got so much ability. Again, this 4-4 defense, 4-4-3 defense, unusual by Notre Dame. And he gets to full speed very, very quickly. And you look at it, he's 199 pounds, but he always seems to be breaking tackles. What a week he had last week returning punts.
He's been battling a dislocated elbow and finally looks to be healthy at a 65-yard punt return for a touchdown. Ricks caught by Sam for the touchdown. PK Sam. Sam at 6'3", just went above 5'10" Dwight Ellick to make the catch. And again, FSU sputtering, and then gets the long play to Thorpe that sets up a touchdown grab by PK Sam.
You have to play well every single down against this offense. I mean, you just can't take any downs off. They just have so many playmakers. PK Sam, who caught a similar kind of pass against Georgia Tech for a win, catches the touchdown and a little fade route there from Chris Ricks. It's good throwing by Ricks.
Good start for Bowden and the Noles, as the extra point by Beitia is good. And this is the situation the Irish did not want to find themselves in, having to chase the Seminoles, who lead it 10-0. Possession, 3 passes and out.
Halloween start for the Irish. Really ugly.
Duff and Shelton deep to return the kick by Beitia. It will be Vontez Duff. Duff trying to find a seam, kind of scoots sideways to the 20-yard line, where he's tackled by Pat Watkins, and the Irish take over again.
Well, let's go back to the last series. First, the catch by Craphonso Thorpe, the 51-yarder down the sideline against Vontez Duff. I mean, they've completed 4 passes. They're averaging 25 yards per reception. He's caught 2 very, very long ones. And then the little lob to PK Sam. And Chris Ricks has just a lot of weapons on the outside. He's getting good protection, and he's throwing the ball up and give him a chance to catch the ball. Boy, 25 yards of completion.
Reminds me of your days.
Yeah, the whole season.
First running game for the Irish goes to Julius Jones. He rips off about 5 yards and nearly broke it. It'll be 2nd down coming up. And go on depth on the Fighting Irish at NBCSports.com. On the section Notre Dame Central, you can find analysis by Pat Hayden, as well as a look at the inspirational comeback story of Julius Jones, all at NBCSports.com. Ty Willingham in a pretty good mood, considering some of the flack he's taking and his team is taking.
Yeah, it's different than when you lose at Stanford, I tell you.
Jones, Julius Jones. Nice running by Jones. First down, Notre Dame. That's a gain of 12.
You know, good offensive teams, Tom, you know, have an identity. It might be power running, might be option, might be drop back passing. But the Irish are still searching for that identity. But I know Tyrone Willingham would like to see a lot more of that. Some very good blocks up front by Mark Bavor, Bob Morton, Stevenson. You know, they haven't seen, or Julius Jones hasn't seen enough creases like that. If you give him some, he will take advantage of them.
Ryan Grant now in for Jones and lines up in the slot to the right. 4 wide receiver. Quinn in the shotgun. His pass broken up, intended for Fasano, the tight end. Michael Boulware, one of the best linebackers in college football, who's shaken up on the play, made the play for the Seminoles.
Well, you got maybe his hand jammed when he was trying to knock the ball away. Michael Boulware, over 300 career tackles.
In his 3rd year as a starter. Of course, his brother Peter was an All-American at FSU and plays for the Baltimore Ravens.
You see, you got the left hand around the ball. He really recovers really like a defensive back. He's holding his left hand. Very, very good speed. This whole team, Mickey Andrews, the defensive coordinator, saying, you know, we recruit for speed, and Michael Boulware is a very, very quick outside linebacker.
Senior from Columbia, South Carolina. Said he grew up a Gamecocks fan, as you might expect, in Columbia. And then one brother went to Georgia Tech. His brother Peter went to Florida State. In fact, he went to a game once when Georgia Tech played Florida State. They were both on the field, but Peter proved to be his inspiration and said he has been his role model so far, not only in his football life, but in his life off the field as well.
He was a classy guy. Talked a lot about his mom, how his mom is his biggest critic.
In every phase of the game.
School.
Don't let it be a big game and miss a big play.
Yeah.
Some shifting by Notre Dame on this 2nd and 10 play. It'll be a handoff to Grant. Ryan Grant stopped at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and long coming up for the Irish. Haven't had a chance yet to give you the starting defensive setup for the Seminoles. So here is our Adidas Florida State starting defensive unit. Emmanuel Dockett, Womble, and Moore. Very good up front. Nicholson, Augustin, and Boulware. The linebackers about as good as you'll find, too. Even with the absence of Kendall Pope, who is out with injury. Ward, Carter, McFadden, and Smith in the secondary.
Yeah, A.J. Nicholson, number 54, in for Kendall Pope. Last week, he came in and ended up being their leading tackler.
Quinn deflected at the line of scrimmage and incomplete.
That's 2 deflections.
It might have been Nicholson. I don't know.
That was
I think it was, yeah.
A.J. Nicholson, number 54, started against Wake Forest, led the team in tackles, and he particularly played well on 3rd downs. I mean, it's great to play well on 1st down and 2nd down, but when you really want to play at your best, it's 3rd down, and that's what he did last week. He forces the Irish to get it.
Yep, there he is.
Hit right there.
Yeah, he didn't have to even get up that high. So Fitzpatrick will punt for the 2nd time. Got a good roll on his first effort, and Washington sort of muffed it. Leon Washington is deep. Line drive kick this time. Washington fields it. Ball's loose. And a flag down with a recovery by Notre Dame, but Stovall hit him early. A 38-yard punt. Quentin Burrell recovered it, but I don't think it'll stand.
Leon Washington never had a chance. Now, I can understand why they're anxious. He had 159 yards in punt returns last week, a Florida State record.
No more halo rule, but you didn't need a halo on that one. He just, here you'll see it. The ball never got there, and Leon Washington, of course, his habit is to never look down.
By the kicking team, that's 15 yards from the spot of the foul.
You know, he almost could have gotten blocked into him, you think?
I don't think that. I think he was actually hit before he caught the ball. Should have been a penalty. But, yeah, Leon Washington said to us yesterday or Thursday when we talked to him, as a punt returner, I guess look and catch the ball first. I'm always looking at the ball, and then I'm trying to gain 10 yards. Those are the 2 things I'm thinking about.
So FSU gets the ball back, already leading by 10. Domination by Florida State over Notre Dame.
Look at that average per play, 10.6 yards per play.
In fact, Notre Dame, the longest pass play they'd allowed the first 7 games was 38 yards. Already today, a 38-yarder and a 51-yarder from Ricks to Thorpe. That's Thorpe in motion. Play action fake. Ricks with plenty of time. Sidearm intercepted by Duff. Vontez Duff has a convoy of blockers in front of him. Duff needs 1 block. Still on his feet. Scrambles out of bounds to the 10-yard line. Vontez Duff picks off the errant Chris Ricks pass and brings it back to the Florida State 5-yard line. 50-yard return.
Excuse me, Tom. At the very beginning of this broadcast, we said they needed a defensive score. He didn't get the end zone, but he did the next best thing. Only the 3rd interception by a defensive back this year. Their 4th on the year. And then Vontaze Duff, a high school running back. I mean, he was so dangerous last year when he got his hands on the ball as a returner and as an interceptor. And, you know, it was a really hustling Ray Willis, number 77, for the Seminoles that really prevented the touchdown.
And they'll mark him out of bounds at the 9-yard line, just inside the 10-yard line. See if that gives the Irish a spark. His first interception this campaign. Quinn to Jones. Cut back. Taken down at the 5-yard line. Stop made by Tyler Hall, one of the safeties.
I would give Julius Jones a lot of carries today. I mean, Julius Jones is one of the more dynamic players on the Irish team, and they don't have enough of them. Enough dynamic guys that can go 40 yards, but Julius Jones is one of those types.
It'll be second down and goal from about the 5-yard line, just inside the stripe. Jones. Flag down.
You're holding on Stevenson, I think. 74.
Jones unable to dance free. Stevenson.
You know, tough play for Dan Stevenson, the offensive lineman. There was just so much quick penetration by this Florida State front four. I mean, Womble and Dockett inside are so powerful and so quick. He just didn't have a chance.
Holding by the offense. That's 10 yards from the previous spot. Repeat second down.
Right over here. Watch what happens. 91 is Womble. He gets that left arm around him and then tackles him.
Yep.
I mean, in tremendous leverage there by Womble, who's been injured for the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Stevenson, the prep All-American from Barrington, Illinois, guilty of the hold, making it second and goal now from the 15. Irish cannot make a first down. It's second and goal. Quinn's pass drilled incomplete. Down to the 3-yard line, Raymond McKnight.
If there's one receiver on the Irish team that can, you know, makes a lot of big plays, it's Raymond McKnight. Their leading receiver, that's his 27th catch on the year. Big week last week against Boston College when he caught over 120 yards in receptions.
It's a gain of 12, Pat.
And they need a lot more plays that are the wideouts like that. Catch those 5-yarders and then get in the end zone.
And Florida State calls a timeout. So the Irish will face a third and goal from the 3-yard line of the Seminoles. Mickey Andrews calling his defense around him, calling the timeout. First timeout taken by either team. And the Noles was something to prove today because last year, 6th-ranked Notre Dame went to Tallahassee to face the 11th-rated Seminoles. Irish jumped out to an early 7-0 lead on a 65-yard Carlisle Holiday to Arnaz Battle touchdown pass. The Irish defense forced 3 Florida State turnovers. And Ryan Grant sealed the win on a 31-yard touchdown run as Notre Dame won it 34-24.
Yeah, they went to 8-0 at that point, but it was, again, all set up that the year, those first 8 games was really set up by their defense forcing turnovers and setting up points. Vontaze Duff has done it, set his team up. Now it's the offense's opportunity to take advantage of Vontaze Duff's great play.
Since that game in Tallahassee, the Irish have won 4 and lost 8, and some of them not close.
Very ugly, yeah. You know, if I'm Bobby Bowden, I'm thinking, you know, this is probably Notre Dame's probably have 2-play, thinking about a 2-play sequence. On
down 10-0, you think on 4th down they might go for it, huh?
Yep.
3rd and goal, 3-yard line. Grant and Schmidt in the eye. And a flag down. False start or illegal shift.
We have a dead ball foul, illegal substitution. No. We have 12 men in formation for more than 3 seconds. That's a 5-yard penalty, and it's still 3rd down.
It's unbelievable when you have it. There's a timeout and you're on the sidelines.
That's a coaching mistake, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there was a timeout. Everybody was on the sideline, and they had too many men over in the huddle. Can't beat a good team like Florida State making mistakes like that. Florida State is just too dynamic.
There's Vontez Duff, who picked off the Chris Ricks pass to put the Irish in scoring position. But so far, down here in the shadow of the goal line, they have been bothered by a couple of penalties, a holding and now an illegal substitution. 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line from the shotgun. Quinn, his pass is complete. Fasano, the tight end, hit immediately by Michael Boulware, who prevented him from getting inside the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at about the 6. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, no chance for that play to get into the end zone. And, you know, they have the wide receivers, Raymond McKnight and Maurice Stovall, have some good sides. You know, you saw P.K. Sam earlier catch that little fade route over a defensive back. But see, there's no way he's going to get the end zone with that one. Boulware, a solid tackle. Maybe not a punishing tackler, but you're going to go down when Michael Boulware hits you.
So after the penalty, put the ball back. It'll be a field goal attempt. They won't go for it on 4th down. 24-yard Fitzpatrick field goal attempt is blocked.
B.J. Ward.
B.J. Ward, the kick blocking specialist, rejects the Fitzpatrick field goal. So the Irish interception down to the 9-yard line and get nothing.
This is his 7th career block for B.J. Ward. His 3rd this year. He had 2 in 1 game against Duke. Right over the top, number 24.
And the coaches have been trying to get him to go up with both hands instead of just one. He did successfully there.
Yeah, he got both hands up. That's exactly right. Mickey Andrews was talking to us about this week. He said, get both hands. You can increase the blocking area, the blocking zone.
Turnover, thanks to Ward's block, does not hurt the Noles. Nothing Florida State over Notre Dame after their 4th block kick this season. 3 field goals and a punt the Seminoles have now blocked. And with 3:24 left in the 1st quarter, they take over at their own 13. And running forward is Lorenzo Booker. Booker, who was heavily recruited by Notre Dame, the 2nd leading rusher for the Seminoles this season.
Let's go back when they had 12 men on the field on the 3-yard line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and here's the 12th. And that was coming out of a timeout. They were on the sideline and ran out 12 guys on the field.
Unheard of. Just a mix-up that put the ball back at the 8. They couldn't convert on 3rd down and then had a field goal attempt blocked. Ricks shaking a tackler, directing traffic and throwing it behind his intended receiver. Flag, a late flag comes down. Willie Reed, the intended receiver. Abby Amiri was quickly in the backfield. Against the Seminoles.
Bobby Bowden's got another good football team and an unbelievable career in his 28 years. But his teams, the really good ones, can beat you a variety of ways. Offense, defense, special teams. They can big play you or they can grind it out. I mean, and that's what really good teams do. They have a variety of ways to get it done.
You have an ineligible receiver on the offensive team illegally downfield during the pass. That's a 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
Yep. Even at age 73, we were talking this week. He said, you know, I still love this game.
Yeah, he said, there's no reason for me to quit. I enjoy every aspect of it.
In fact, he was watching tape Thursday afternoon before we met with him. All by himself.
Certainly is still successful. That hasn't dropped off, has it? 2nd down and 10. Ricks got away now. Shakes another tackler. He's going to run with it down the sideline and throws it downfield. Jump ball and caught by Sam. What an improvisation. Again, he goes over the shorter Dwight Ellick for a 48-yard gain. Chris Ricks looked like Houdini.
Well, there were times during this play where the coaching staff was saying, get rid of it, throw it out of bounds, go down. They said 3 different things. And then at the end they say, yikes. I mean, jaw-dropping ability. I said that at the very beginning. You can scratch your head or you can say, wow. And that was a wow play.
And Sam's going to win that jump ball with Ellick every time.
Yeah, 2 for 2 on that. Get him on the basketball team.
Ricks was in danger of being tackled for a safety and instead got a 48-yard completion. Beckstrom replaces Ellick at cornerback for the Irish. an unbelievable play.
Yeah, you talk about a receiver making the adjustment. He was actually on the other side of Alex, saw where the ball was going to come up short, and just ran right around him, and then jumped and caught the ball at the highest peak. So that's a heck of a play by PK Sam, who's gotten better every single year. He's only a junior, but every year, and he's not leveled off.
Already 152 yards in the first quarter for Chris Ricks.
5 completions. That's a big play offense.
Lorenzo Booker got a yard on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Booker hit after a yard or two and dragged down at about the 25-yard line by Courtney Watson and Lionel Bowler.
Lorenzo Booker, number 28, you mentioned how Notre Dame thought they had him. Actually, they thought he had actually committed verbally to Notre Dame, but surprised him, went to Florida State. A guy that has got a lot of upside, a very good receiver. He's got 10 catches on the year. Small, quickish type of guy. Out of Ventura in Southern California.
It's going to be 3rd down and 6. The ball just short of the Notre Dame 35. Less than a minute to play in the first quarter, and Florida State threatening to add to a 10-0 lead. Ricks, play action for the end zone. For Thorpe, got it for the touchdown. 35 yards to Thorpe, who beat Jason Beckstrom that time.
It's just too easy. It's just too easy for the Seminoles. And I think what Chris Ricks is doing is realizing, hey, my guys are just going to out-rebound these guys, and he's underthrown purposefully. Probably like 5 deep balls now and completed them all. The intentionally underthrown deep ball.
Beitia for the extra point. Puts it through. The Florida State Seminoles passing game hitting on all cylinders today. Chris Ricks to Craphonso Thorpe for the latest touchdown.
Thorpe has 124 yards in receptions on only 3. Again, a little bit underthrown, gets in perfect position, and 6'2", and just incredibly athletic. I mean, great timing by Thorpe.
And Notre Dame fans smelling a rout, perhaps. In the first quarter.
Whoever ultimately wins the record between him and Joe Paterno, I think they will not be broken, because I don't think you're going to see college football coaches hanging around for 20, 30 years anymore.
Unheard of these days for any coach to remain that long.
Think of the math. If you're a 30-year-old coach, you have to win 10 wins a season, 30 years.
It's a pop-up by Beitia, taken by Shelton, Max Shelton. He'll have it out to the 35-yard line. He's tackled there by Anthony Breadwood. Monday night at 10, 9 Central on NBC. Don't miss the premiere of Average Joe. She was looking for the man of her dreams, but she never dreamt he'd look like this. That's the Average Joe premiere, Monday night at 10, 9 Central on NBC.
Sad to say, I think I've seen some of those bodies. Yeah.
Ty Willingham never dreamt this season would go like this either.
He's got some good players, but they have not played consistently well. And right now, down 17-0, your most dynamic player, who we said is Julius Jones, is really not much of a factor.
Take it out of the equation, because you've got to throw the ball now, trailing by 17. And that one nearly intercepted. Jenkins couldn't hold it. Brady Quinn just put a little too much steam on it looked like, a little high and hard, and Jenkins could not hold on.
Well, in this, we still call it the West Coast offense, although I think it got slowed down in Des Moines on its way from Palo Alto. But you should complete over 50% of your passes. And I think it's only 2 games this year where the Irish have completed over 50% of their passes. Last week was one of those for Quinn in his best outing.
More like the Southwest offense. It's pretty arid.
Ooh.
Julius Jones gets a loss of 1. Tackled by Pat Watkins.
Dan Stevens had really got pushed back. Ooh. Here's that. Only in their first game against Washington State and last week against Boston College did they complete over 50% of their passes. They've also had 3 games where they've only rushed, they've rushed for less than 50 yards. So you know, they've had moments, but just not enough of them. Dan Stevenson kind of limping off. Late in the play, Dan Stevenson got pushed over the pile, and it looked ugly.
And he's replaced by Jamie Ryan, 6'5", 290, a sophomore from Florida.
And both these teams started the year having to replace 4 offensive linemen. And Florida State has been able to manage that a little bit better than the Irish. There's Dan Stevenson. Boy, he really did.
First quarter.
Yeah. He has had a tough first quarter. Well, this defensive line for Florida State will give any offensive lineman a hard time. And they play 6, 7, 8 guys.
And mercifully, the first quarter has come to a close. It's been a walk in the park for the Seminoles. Yeah, a nightmare-type Halloween performance against the Fighting Irish. At the end of the first quarter, 17-0. Back to Notre Dame after these messages from your local station.
I'm Kelly Ripa. I'm hosting Saturday Night Live with musical guest Outkast.
Saturday Night Live, can you believe it?
I can't believe it, Reach. I can't. Do I even need to be here?
3rd down and 11 with their freshman quarterback Brady Quinn. From the shotgun, Quinn steps up. His pass, his arm was hit as he delivered, incomplete by Charles Howard. Intended for Jenkins. It'll be 4th down. Stevenson continues to be tended to on the Irish bench.
Just a real rough matchup for these offensive linemen, including Dan Stevenson. They're just so quick and so strong inside in the quick defensive ends.
DJ Fitzpatrick puts mouthpiece in. He's ready to kick it to Leon Washington.
Yeah, and again, a special teams guy who can go the distance too.
Nice punt by Fitzpatrick. Chases Washington back and takes sort of a lateral bounce around the 20 where it's down by Maurice Stovall, a 45-yard punt. And man, has it been easy so far for the Seminoles.
Yeah, if you missed the first quarter, you missed a lot of great Florida State plays. Look at those. The amazing thing, Chris Ricks, through 9 passes, he averaged 21 yards per attempt and 31 yards per completion. And this is one to Thorpe. Craphonso Thorpe just getting his body in position a couple of times, out-racing Vontez Duff, the best corner cover, and then just out-leaping Jason Beckstrom. Looks like Jim Thorpe the way he's playing.
Ouch. So 17-0. Noles take over at their own 21-yard line. Chris Ricks having an excellent start to this day for him. Thorpe is in motion. In the backfield, nothing going to Greg Jones. Jones surrounded and tackled for a loss of a yard by Kyle Buttonsack.
Yeah, Kyle Buttonsack. That's 12.2 for the FSU, 2.9 for Notre Dame. It's just they don't have the answer for Florida State's great athletes.
And even the one big play Notre Dame made, the interception by Duff, they were unable to convert. Yep. A couple of costly penalties.
Yeah, 12 men on the field and. Last year, Vontez Duff would have got the end zone. It just been that kind of year for the Irish. The unlucky Irish.
Time on the play clock for Ricks. Play action fake. In the pocket. Pass sails off the hands of P.K. Sam. Nearly picked off by Derek Curry. Number 49, who had a shot at it.
You know, the defense, although they've given up 17 points today, for the most part this year, the Notre Dame defense has played pretty well. You know, they've been on the field way too long, and Derek Curry, number 49, is one of those guys who's played well. Almost gets his hands on that one.
Did get his hands on it.
There's kind of, there's a difference between 2-5 and 7-0, right? Talked to Derek Curry yesterday, and amazing leader, an interesting guy. In high school, he was elected captain of 2 teams when he was a sophomore, basketball and baseball teams.
4 wide receivers, 3rd down and 10. Ricks, good protection. Going again deep. Jump ball, Duff and Thorpe, and it's incomplete as Duff won that battle.
You know, give Vontez Duff some credit. I mean, the most difficult position to play is that corner. And you're going to have your days where guys beat you, but you've got to keep showing up the next play. Great concentration by Vontez Duff. And I really had a chance to make an interception there. But really one of the most explosive players and dynamic players on Notre Dame's team.
And the first punt, Jesse Stein punts toward Duff. He's interfered with.
Yeah, they didn't give him a chance.
There's the flag coming through. 48-yard punt, but an interference penalty coming against the Seminoles.
Yeah, it was kind of a short punt, and I think the Seminole coverage guys never even saw where it was. I'm not sure I'd punt it to Leon Washington of Florida State.
And Jack Childress will have the call here. This ACC crew.
We have kick-catching interference by the kicking team. The penalty is 15 yards from the spot of the foul and an automatic first down.
So the Irish will have good field position when we return to Notre Dame Stadium, but they trail the Seminoles by 17 early in the second.
In 1969, the legend of Gatorade embarked on an historic journey from the swamp of Gainesville to the battle-hardened turf of the NFL. The baby back ribs weren't the only thing getting basted in the heat of Kansas City.
E.J. Hollop, the toughest guy on the team, kept running out of gas.
It was hotter than a Texas tamale.
Salvation came in the ring of the phone.
Ray Graves called me. He was a good friend.
Ray Graves of the Florida Gators said his players are drinking this stuff called Gatorade.
That Gatorade really did the job. It was like liquid gold.
Come on, Lenny! Against the heavily favored Vikings in Super Bowl IV, the Chiefs emerged victorious. And the rest is history.
There's no better way to rehydrate athletes.
And today, Gatorade is on every sideline, every down, every game. From boys to men, from one generation to the next, the games never end. And the legend continues.
I will not be afraid of the dark.
I will not feel guilty leaving my...
Their offensive possessions have been ugly. Including that start after the interception at the Florida State 9-yard line. They got 0 points. There's a shift by the Notre Dame offense, causing the defense to scramble around a bit. First down play in FSU territory. And Ryan Grant, 4-yard gain, tackled by Jerome Carter. Notre Dame football is brought to you by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade, is it in you? By ADT, America's residential and commercial security leader. Call 1-800-ADT-ASAP. And by Adidas Soccer. Own it, and you own the game. Tom Hammond, Pat Hayden, Lewis Johnson, Notre Dame Stadium. Ty Willingham and the Irish trailing 17-0. 45 yards of total offense by Notre Dame in the first period plus. Short pass to Ryan Grant results in a loss on the play as Dockett was putting on the pressure, and then
it was Sam McGrew. Yeah, they actually second team middle linebacker. They rotate, 22 guys in and out of this game. Plays middle linebacker, read the screen perfectly, wasn't blocked, made the tackle. If the Irish don't start scoring a little bit more, touchdown Jesus is going to lower his arms. I'm convinced.
You'll make the touchback sign?
Yeah. It has been a struggle.
Hesburgh Memorial Library just over the edge, over the rim of Notre Dame Stadium. Third down, they have converted 0 of 4 so far. Plenty of time for Quinn. His pass, low, was it caught? Jenkins, they'll give it to him, but just short of the first down, it appears, in front of McFadden.
I think you have to go for it if he is short. The quarterback should ask for a measurement here. You always ask for the measurement. Even if you know it's not a first down, you want the time to think about the next play.
Just short of that yellow line, the first down marker. Our first down marker, not the official one. And it will be just short, and they'll go for it on fourth down where they've hit on 50%.
I always think the quarterback should ask for a measurement on these kind of situations. You have more time to think about your play.
Fourth down in the yard. Hand off to Julius Jones. Nothing doing. Stop short. Yep, that pretty well sums it up.
Darnell Dockett inside, Eric Moore, I think it was 95, I think Cameron Wembley as well.
Alan Augustin, just give everybody a credit back.
Yeah, watch, again, the early penetration by the defensive line. Right down there, it kind of blew it up. And then I think it was Kevin Emanuel on the outside. It was Wembley, number 95. So they just kind of create a new line of scrimmage 3 yards deep in the Irish backfield. Mickey Andrews' defense, as flashy as they've been on offense today, it's still a team dominated by a very good defense.
So Florida State takes over on downs. And Ricks wants more. He has Thorpe at the sideline, out of bounds.
That's a good call by Jeff Bowden, the offensive coordinator. They've run Thorpe deep, 5-6 times? And that was just one of those deep comebacks. And Vontez Duff thought he was going deep again and just broke it off for a long comeback route.
Gain of 18.
Yeah, that combination for a defensive back, the go route combined with a long comeback is very difficult to defend if your quarterback's getting time, which Chris Ricks is.
So far, this resembles practice against a skeleton defense, just passing drills for Chris Ricks and company.
Good job, Michael, on that one.
Doing whatever they want. Ricks going deep for Thorpe. Just couldn't get it. Flag down. It looks like it could be an interference call against Jason Beckstrom.
Well, I tell you, these receivers adjust so well, Tom. We've seen it a couple times by Thorpe, a couple times by PK Sam. And you'll see it before the day's out from Willie Reed and from Chris Davis.
Maryland with a big win over North Carolina today. You see the other scores?
Pass interference against the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot and an automatic first down.
I tell you, the Florida State offensive line is doing a great job. I mean, you can't throw all these deep passes if you're not having time to throw. The offensive line just giving great protection to Chris Ricks.
And they've really been picking on Beckstrom and Ellick over on that corner. I mean, against Vontez Duff, too, but Duff has at least made a couple of plays.
Yeah, and an interception. 7 of 12 for 205 yards. I mean, it's incredible. Again, the Irish need to get some pressure with the front four. They opened the game blitzing and got some pressure, but they haven't blitzed much in this quarter.
And Ricks continues to put it in the air. Chased from the pocket here. Stops. Throws.
That's a dumb throw.
Yeah, nearly intercepted. Intended for James Coleman. And, he gets an earful, too, doesn't he?
Throw it away. And it's exactly right. Billy Sexton, the offensive running back coach, say throwing it away.
It's not even his position coach. He wanted a little piece of it.
I mean, it's one of the ones you kind of scratch your head. But, it's just unbelievable. Justin Tuck, 7 sacks on the year. Yeah, he can't see him behind the big body of Alex Barron, number 70.
See them pointing that he was out of bounds.
No, he should have thrown that ball.
Should have gone out or thrown it away, something.
30 rows up.
But he got away with it. Second down.
But you know what, Tom? If they're going to win a national championship, and they're third in the BCS poll right now, he's going to have to throw balls like that away.
Derek Curry stops Leon Washington. I guess he had stepped out of bounds that last play, by the way. And let's go down to Lewis as Stevenson limps off.
Yeah, Tom, there's a shot of Dan Stevenson, the Irish right guard, leaving the field. When he came off originally, they looked at that left ankle. They retaped him. He tried to put the shoe back on, but as you can see, he can barely support any weight. So we're not sure if he's coming back or not, but that shot there doesn't look very good. Tom?
There's a man who needs a golf cart.
3rd down and 9 from the gun.
Here comes the blitz.
Pass complete, but short of the first down.
Yeah, a good defensive strategy by Kent Baird. Blitz on 3rd and 8, force a side adjustment in front of the first down markers, and that's what happened. A little side adjustment by the wide receiver, Willie Reed, but they'll let him catch that because it isn't a first down.
Does catch it, and then Beckstrom twists him down. So field goal attempt.
And Notre Dame needs to block badly.
Beitia for a 44-yard attempt. On its way, and it is good. No problem for Beitia. Banks it through from 44 yards out. And Bobby Bowden's Seminoles add to their lead. 9:49 left in the second quarter. Florida State blanking Notre Dame 20-0.